Alrighty, great session today. Tell you what, I'm gonna tell you, when we do these exercises, the reason isn't to understand everything all at once. It's to actually have just a broad view and then put it into practical application. So our practical application, as you know, is working on our spider exercises so we can make our fingers strong. When we get up to the top, after keeping our fingers there, we go back to the bottom. I know it seems boring, but this gives us a little bit of strength. It also gives us cohesion as where our fingers should go and can go. Knowing that we're only going to do 4 notes and then maybe a little extension, 1, 2, 3, 4, a little extension, or 4 notes and back here. Everything else has different portions where it goes from the 1 to 4, 5 to 9, and then 10 to 12, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Between these 3 quadrants, we can pretty much do everything. Our chords that we worked on today were moving shapes that we already know and trying to find other chords. So the song that we're going to leave each other with today is going to be Summertime. It's an old standard. It's from Porky and Bess, which is from a musical. If I had to guess, I'd say Rodgers and Hammerstein, probably. Other than that, we're going to have an E minor, which is like an E major, but it doesn't have the G sharp. It's just the 2. The next thing we're going to do is put that finger down on the 3rd string, the D string, not the 3rd string, the 4th string, the D string, and then put our finger on the B and our finger on the A. That's going to give us our B7. You could also put that pinky up top on that high F sharp note, the 2nd fret on the high E, and then we're going to go back to the E. So the whole phrasing is a minor to a 7 chord, or it could be a B, C, D, E minor to B7. Sometimes. Next thing we're gonna do is play A minor here. A minor, we're gonna put our pinky on the G with the A minor. You could do this. I prefer to just move my whole finger down here because that D that opens up isn't so bad. And then to the B7 again. 2, 3, 4, E minor, B7, E minor, and you're almost good. E minor, B7, G major, hush, little baby, A minor, E minor. So to be clear, G major, A minor, E minor. If we were doing this and just calling it from the key of E, we would have 1, 2. No, that would be a 5. So that'd be basically making it as a B7. So E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, do, re, mi, fa, so is our major 5th. When we take out that root B, B, A sharp, G, no, that's not right. It's a B, right before a B is a B flat, and then an A. If we put an A inside of our B, we get, which is like this. It's just the lower version of it. So what we're doing here, E minor, B7, E minor, B7, A minor, A with a G, A with an F sharp. You could even do A with an F and then B7. Back to an E minor, B7, E minor, and a B7, E minor, B7, E minor. Well, G major, E minor, A minor, to E. The last time through, try playing that shape of the B7 horizontally down here to get an F sharp diminished. And then we can move that to a G major, to an F sharp diminished, to an E. Also works really well. When we move this chord, we can intertwine this for having the E minor to the B. Hear how it's just, I could use this 3 chord progression, or I could just use the 2 chord progression with the E B. Summertime and the living is easy. Interchangeable. Other than that, let's work on the rhythm for our song we had last week, The Breakfast at Tiffany's. When you play just the D, you're going to want the D sus, the D major again, and then the D sus4 with a pull off. The way that feels right is if we were to play whole notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, half notes for that last thing, 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 1. We'd have D major to a G to an A. But if we speed that up to a eighth note, sounds about right. And what we're going to want to do is subdivide that chaka 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 to have a feeling of, which is more like a down up down 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 up down up down 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 up 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 down up. When we put that together, this is what we should vamp. D, D sus, D4, D sus, D2, D4, D sus, open, down, down. Just do this over and over again until we get that, and then pick up that speed. Then you can switch to your other chords. So on and so forth. That's a great way to get that right hand moving and feel out that rhythm while still strumming in 4/4. It's really good seeing you today, and I will see you next week.